Have you ever stared out at the vast, deep ocean and wondered what secrets lie hidden in its darkest corners? For thousands of years, humanity has told stories of incredible creatures lurking beneath the waves. But one name echoes through history with a unique sense of awe and terror: the Leviathan. Is it a myth, a metaphor, or a real monster waiting to be rediscovered? We're diving deep into the legend of the world's most famous sea serpent. The story of the Leviathan starts in ancient texts, most famously in the Hebrew Bible. The Book of Job gives us one of the most vivid and terrifying descriptions ever written. It describes a creature so immense and powerful that it's beyond human comprehension. Forget your average sea monster. This was something else entirely. The text says its back is made of rows of shields, shut up tight as with a seal. Its sneezes flash forth light, and its eyes are like the eyelids of the dawn. Smoke goes out of its nostrils, and its breath kindles coals, with a flame streaming from its mouth. It's described as having a heart as hard as stone, and when it rises up, even the mighty are afraid. No weapon can touch it. Swords, spears, darts, javelins, they are all useless. It treats iron like straw and bronze like rotten wood. The Bible paints a picture of a creature that is not just an animal, but a primordial force of nature, a symbol of chaos that only a divine power could control. The Book of Psalms, it's even said that God created the Leviathan to play in the sea, which adds a fascinating layer to its purpose. Is it a beast of destruction, or a magnificent part of a divine creation? This duality is what makes the Leviathan so compelling. It isn't just a monster. It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. But the stories don't stop there. Your similar creatures appear in other ancient cultures across the Near East. In Ugaritic myths from ancient Syria, there's a seven-headed sea serpent called Lyton, a fearsome servant of the sea god Yam. The hero god Baal battles and defeats Lyton in a classic tale of order versus chaos. Sound familiar? In Babylonian mythology, the creation epic Enuma Elish tells of the goddess Tiamat, a monstrous embodiment of the primordial sea, who is slain by the god Marduk to create the heavens and the earth. Tiamat is often depicted as a dragon or sea serpent, and many scholars see a clear link between her and the Leviathan. These stories all share a common theme: a powerful, godlike hero conquering a monstrous sea creature that represents the untamed, chaotic forces of the world. For ancient civilizations who depended on the sea but also feared its unpredictable power, these myths were a way to make sense of their world. The sea gave life, but it could also take it away in an instant with storms and tsunamis. The Leviathan was the ultimate symbol of that terrifying power. As history moved into the medieval and Renaissance periods, the image of the Leviathan began to change. While still a sea monster, it became more closely associated with Christian demonology. It was often listed as one of the seven princes of hell, representing the sin of envy. Illustrations from this era often depict the Leviathan as a monstrous whale-like creature, with its gaping mouth serving as the very gates of hell, swallowing the souls of the damned. This imagery became incredibly popular in art and literature. Think of it, a massive, fire-breathing sea beast whose belly is literally hell. It's a powerful and terrifying image that served as a stark warning to believers. The name Leviathan itself became a general term for any gigantic sea creature, blending with sailors' tales of krakens, sea serpents, and other monsters of the deep. Every time a sailor saw something unexplainable in the water, a giant squid, or a large whale, or just a strange wave formation, the legend of the Leviathan was given new life. This brings us to a more scientific question. Could there be any truth to these stories? Could a real animal have inspired the myth of the Leviathan? Many cryptozoologists and historians think so. What popular candidate is the whale? Imagine you're an ancient mariner in a small wooden boat. Suddenly, a 100-ton blue whale or a sperm whale surfaces right next to you, spouting a huge plume of water into the air. It would be a terrifying, awe-inspiring sight. Whales are massive, powerful, and at the time, completely mysterious. The description of smoke from its nostrils could easily be a poetic interpretation of a whale-esque blowhole spray. Another possibility is the giant squid or colossal squid. These are real-life krakens of the deep, reaching lengths of over 40 feet. Encounters with these elusive giants have been rare throughout history, making them perfect fodder for legends. A swirling mass of tentacles, giant, unblinking eyes, and a powerful beak could certainly be described as monstrous. Then there are the prehistoric contenders. What if the Leviathan was a species of marine reptile that survived extinction? Creatures like the Mosasaurus, a massive aquatic lizard from the late Cretaceous period, were true sea monsters. They grew up to 60 feet long, had a double-hinged jaw full of conical teeth, and were the apex predators of their time. The discovery of their fossils in the 18th and 19th centuries fired up the public imagination. Could a population of these creatures have survived in some deep, unexplored corner of the ocean? It's unlikely, but the idea is thrilling. Similarly, the pliosaur, like the famous Leopleurodon, was another short-necked, massive-jawed marine reptile that would dwarf almost anything in the ocean today. These were real-life leviathans. It's not impossible that ancient people stumbled upon their enormous fossils, eroding out of cliff sides, and, without any knowledge of paleontology, imagined them to be the remains of fearsome dragons and sea serpents. Beyond the literal interpretations, the Leviathan has had a huge cultural impact. In 1651, the English philosopher Thomas Hobbes wrote his famous political treatise and named it Leviathan. In his work, the Leviathan wasn't a sea monster, but a metaphor for the state and all-powerful sovereign that society needs to avoid falling into a war of all against all. By handing over some individual freedoms to this powerful entity, people gain security and order. It's a fascinating use of the myth, transforming the creature from a symbol of chaos into a symbol of ultimate necessary power and control. This shows how flexible and potent the legend is. From a biblical monster to a political metaphor, the Leviathan continues to capture our imagination.
Oh.
The legend is alive and well in modern pop culture, too. From novels like Moby Dick, where the white whale is a clear stand-in for the untamable forces of nature, to movies like Godzilla and Pacific Rim, we are still obsessed with the idea of giant monsters rising from the depths. Video games are filled with Leviathan-class bosses that test players' skills. The name itself has become synonymous with anything of immense size and power. There's a reason for this enduring appeal. The ocean remains one of the last true frontiers on Earth. Over 80% of it is still unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. We have better maps of Mars than we do of our own seafloor. In an age where science has explained so many of the world's mysteries, the deep sea holds on to its secrets. We're a place where our imagination can still run wild. The darkness of the abyss is the perfect canvas for our deepest fears and wildest dreams. So what is the Leviathan? Is it a mythological symbol of chaos? Is it a distorted memory of a real animal like a whale or a giant squid? Is it a folk memory of extinct prehistoric monsters? Or is it a metaphor for political power? The answer is, it's all of these things and more. The Leviathan is a powerful, multi-layered story that has evolved with us over thousands of years. It reflects our relationship with the unknown, our fear of the untamable, and our endless fascination with the mysteries of the natural world. Perhaps the Leviathan doesn't need to be a physical creature to be real. Its legend is real. Its impact on our culture, art, and philosophy is undeniable. And as long as there are deep, dark oceans, there will be stories of the monsters that swim within them. The next time you look out at the sea, listen closely. You might just hear the echo of an ancient legend, a reminder that some mysteries are too vast to ever be fully solved. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the legend of the Leviathan. What do you think it was? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into myth and mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.